No, I don't think so. There's anything called short or long in today's world. 3 years as a CFO, I think, was a good innings. I've learned a lot in these 3 years. You know, when I took over the CFO, Mr. Murthy told me that, Rajiv, if you can be part of a turnaround story of a company, that's the best experience you can get as a CFO. And what a turnaround it has been. This quarter we have been rocking. Our revenue growth is probably the highest that I've seen in many, many quarters. Our margins are looking up, our utilization is up, our pricing is up. What more to ask for? There's never a good time or a bad time. You know, it depends on what you see and when the opportunity comes knocking at your door. You know, if I just said that, okay, you know, it's probably looking short and let me stay here for a couple of, maybe the opportunity wouldn't have come to me again, you know. So you have to maximize the opportunities that come to you. You know, I feel very excited about what I'm going to do next. You know, there's an opportunity to create tremendous value in the next journey. And you know, you know, as a finance professional, I think when I look back, when I started my career at Infosys, I don't think so I ever thought I would become the CFO at 40. And when I became the CFO at 40, I was on top of the world. And 3 years on the line, I'm wondering what next. And that's, I think, the most difficult question to answer in life at any point of time as to what next. And you know, when I again look back, 16 years is a long journey at Infosys. You know, my first job was 3 years, second job was 1.5 years, third job was 7 months, and my parents and my wife were worried that the fourth job was going to be 3.5 months. Luckily, it's been 16 years for me here. And you know, it's been a great company. I think Infosys is one of the best companies to work for. The kind of company which the founders created, Mohan, Bala, and the kind of people that you worked with, you know, whether it's Mr. Kamath or Sage as the chairman of the board. I think I was very lucky to get their advice and seek their guidance throughout my journey. So it's a very, very fulfilling and rewarding experience. And there's never a good time or a bad time. There's a time, and when the opportunity comes knocking at your door, and you take a step.
Right. Ranga, you've transitioned from the chairman's office to CEO's office to now Rajiv's office. So, is it fair to assume that, you know, your role as CFO will be different? It will also involve strategy. How will your role be different?
You know, first of all, I would like to again reiterate that it's indeed a privilege to lead a world-class finance team. My illustrious predecessors, Mr. Mohandas Pai, Bala and Rajiv, have built really a world-class team. And more importantly, finance has always set high standards and benchmarks in the industry. Whether it was, you know, first ever company to adopt IFRS standards in India, first ever listing in US by an Indian company, and most transparent financial reporting. I think the role of a CFO, the way I see it, is to make sure that you know, the transparency and integrity in financial reporting. At the same time, work on smooth execution of strategy. All my predecessors have done the same thing. Finance function has always played a big role in growth and success of the company. Rajiv has also played a big role in shaping the strategy of the company and its execution. See, in that sense, I think execution of strategy to meet a consistent and profitable growth will continue to be my job.
Right. Rajiv, what is going to be your next calling? You're talking about maximizing opportunity. Will it be venture capital, private equity like your predecessor?
I don't know. Too early to say. But, you know, the way I'm looking at it is after 22 years of work, 21 years of work life, I want to do something different. Something exciting, something challenging. You know, traditionally as CFOs, you always look at process efficiency, margin improvement. We don't look at value maximization. And I think I would want to look at value maximization, and that is something which I believe today the ecosystem in the country, the opportunities in the country, the economy is doing well, the industries and the business houses are looking at huge investments, and I think there is a huge opportunity for all of us to create value.
Right.
And that is what I think the next calling is going to be.
Right. Ranga, very tough trade-off for you, growth versus margins. Where is it going to be? And I know you've just, you know, taken on the mantle today, but what challenges do you see immediately on the pricing and the currency front?
I think, you know, as we discussed earlier also, I think it's not growth or margin. And always Mr. Murthy and all the founders used to say, look, this company stands for consistent and profitable growth. Even if you look at our renew and new strategy, it has a lofty goal of, you know, a margin by 2020. And even the trajectory of the margin this year has been positive in the first half. And as we have always said, we'll be in the 25% plus or minus. In terms of priorities, clearly to accelerate automation, how it can help us in pricing our deals better, win more deals, penetrate our top clients better, and while making good margin. That's going to be one focus area. And even on operational efficiency, already our utilization is 81 plus percent, and we have scope for further improving that. Role ratios, on-site mix, and etc. There are many levers that we have. We'll continue to focus on that. But in the near term, as we have always said, 25% plus or minus is our goal.
Sure. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.